Orleans. But hey, you guys had a pretty big little move that went down. Your quarterback, somebody we talked about just last week, who had his interview with T. He had his little certain things that he was saying or was not saying. And hey, Denver made their move. Russell Wilson released from the Denver Broncos. Tina, did you see this coming?
We all saw it coming. Like, it was gonna happen. That's just the Broncos had to release him before now. Um, Everybody knew this was happening. The Broncos actually did save about 37 million by releasing him before the season starts in the middle of March, as they call it. They're still gonna take a dead cap, their dead money hit of 85 million. So it was gonna happen. It's there. It was just a matter of time. I As you and I kind of said last week was more about him making himself look good for other teams to see if they would take him.
Yeah.
That's what it came down to. So
yeah.
even today, social media is blowing this all up all over the place. Like,
right.
The worst place to be right now is a Denver Bronco fan on social media.
Right. And that
We're
was the
fighting with
crazy
each
part.
other.
That was the crazy part, because now going back and looking at the interview, it's kind of like, I wonder how much he knew. But I mean, look, to be honest, we all knew. When Russell Wilson's on the sideline and getting yelled at by Sean Payton, made him look like he was a little 5-year-old kid, we knew, all right, that relationship has been severed. You don't come back from that type of stuff. No matter what Russ will try to tell you, I'll play with Sean Payton. No, you won't. No, stop. You won't.
Yeah.
And this is, you know what, honestly, I don't know, outside of, the opposite, which is getting a Super Bowl, I don't know that there could have been a better result to this situation. I mean, things obviously weren't working. Now this is just cut ties. We're good.
They felt like they had to. I mean, it's one of those that the more and more I just don't think Peyton wanted Russell in the beginning.
Yep.
But the ownership and George Payton, there's a lot of Paytons over in Denver.
Right.
The GM were like, you're gonna have to work with him this year. Like, it just try and make it work. It didn't work. I think that relationship was broken during the losing streak we had in the beginning of the year. Then, from what I'm hearing, Russell started getting better, but that's because Peyton actually dumbed his system down a little bit, made it simpler. So, I mean, everything I read, Sean Payton can do well. We had this conversation on Roundtable, which is there's a good game manager title and there's the bad game manager title.
Right.
Too many people think about the bad one. They don't think about what a good quarterback that's a game manager does for your team. He needs a game manager. So where we will go, I'll tell you what I think we should do. 12th, I don't think we should be going after a quarterback. I don't think we should be trying to trade. First of all,
you don't want to trade up to number 2 spot with us.
We don't have draft capital. The only draft capital we have is Patrick Surtain, and I will freaking lose my mind.
We could use a corner since Snead is tagged. We could use a corner. So if you want to trade him, we could work something out. She said, "Nope, not happening."
No. You don't give away your system quarterback like you wouldn't give away an Aaron Rodgers. You don't give away a generational cornerback. And what's funny is you and I had this conversation. Like, we tease about Sauce Gardner all the time. Like, I was like, have you seen his stats? And you're like, yeah, they're not throwing to him. Well, that's what's going on in Denver. People are like, well, his stats weren't that great this year. I'm like, because no one throws to PS2.
Exactly.
Like, no one throws that side. They throw to the other side. We've got too many other things. Like, trade back the 12th. I personally think we should trade back the 12th to some other teams that will give us second and third rounds, because we don't have a lot of that. But we'll see what they do. A lot of people are high on JJ McCarthy right now. They think he would be a good fit with Peyton.
And then that
Caleb
way he plays
Stormy.
his coach 2 times a year, his old
Yep.
coach,
Oh
you know?
yeah, that's gonna be a fun game, isn't it?
It's gonna be great. Exactly. I'd
So
be all about it. But I mean, so you're saying you don't need to look quarterback though? You
we
are you fine
do,
with?
but
Oh, you
my
do? Oh,
personal thing is Sean Payton asked to get Stidham from the
mhm.
Raiders. That was your boy. That was your guy you picked. You
Yeah.
stick with him now. That's your guy. We paid $4 million or whatever it was for a contract
Right.
for him
That's
to come from the Raiders. Now you take your boy, you put him in your system, and you see if he works. Now, if
and
we
he
could get
better
somebody
work.
in free agency
Mhm.
without having to give up draft capital,
Mm.
I'm okay. Which the Daniel Jones and Sean Payton were being real
Mm.
chummy during the
Mm.
combine and all of
Mm.
that. So there's rumors that they may try and get
You don't want
him.
that. You don't want that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he was fine once he got rid of what's that one guy? It's not Scaramanga. Um, oh, he's got he's the system is even I'm forgetting my brain. I'll think of it later. But he was the New York Giants OC when
Mm.
Jones was a rookie, and we had
That's
him the year before.
right.
And he system is so complicated. Like there's no way a rookie could understand it. Once he was
Right.
gone, Jones played well.
Yeah.
So
He's
sometimes
good.
that
He's
seems like
thrived in Dayball's system for sure. For sure. But
Vikings is the other one that people are throwing
yes,
around. I've
I've heard a
also
lot of
this
people
is the
talk
one
about
that I
that.
think if it could, I've also heard Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard them talking
So
about Kirk Cousins and Justin Fields, and same with Minnesota and Atlanta. Atlanta talking
mhm.
about Justin Fields. So we'll see. And I mean, hey, now we can throw Russell Wilson's name in the pot, man. Maybe he'll be available for people. And Baker, he's not
I
signed.
take Baker in a second. I would
Right.
take Baker in a second. I think he got railroaded
Oh,
in Cleveland. I don't think
so
he was given the shot he should have been given. So
the guy
I'd
won. The
take
guy
him.
won 17 when they drafted him. They had not won a game in their previous year, and he won them 7 games that next season. Brought them
Mm,
to the playoffs for the first time in God knows
yeah.
how long, and destroyed division rival Pittsburgh. So they need to definitely give him the credit. Chris said, "Why do people think Russell Wilson has anything left in the tank? If a team saying they would rather take an $85 million cap hit than just pay the guy and keep him on the bench, to tell you all you need to know." Say this, and then we'll move on
Yes.
this one. Yeah.
How yeah. Okay. So both of them. One, it was a Sean and Russell thing. Sean
Mhm.
absolutely wanted nothing more to do with Russell anymore. He didn't think he was a good fit, whatever, leadership, however it goes. I know there's lots of guys on the team that absolutely loved him. His offensive line liked him. Most of his receivers did. But it was just a Sean Payton thing. So the Walton Penners said, okay, we'll let him go.
Mhm.
And that's the ownership. Um, Here's the thing other teams, Broncos just paid him $85 million. You can pay him league minimum.
Mhm. You'll see. It's going to be quite interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But look,
The
you
other
guys are
one is as I mentioned, the reason why I mentioned it
you
the way
want
that I
him.
did is about the bag
Yeah.
is they could structure Baker's contract in such a way that it's more incentives and everything on the back end that doesn't come out of the cap. It comes out of the Walton Penner's pocketbook.
Mm-hmm.
So he could get paid. It just may not be guaranteed money. So
Yeah. Very
that's
true.
kind of how you could do it. But the Bucks are going to want some draft capital, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
And on top
why I don't think it's.
and I don't think the Bucks are in a hurry to get rid of Baker, especially after the season that he had, throwing for over 4,000 yards,
Mm,
and then to put do you sign Mike Evans? Yeah, I think they're gonna stick with him.
yeah.
Oh, Sean just didn't
Uh,
warm. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Washington had no hesitation in this offseason. They hired Bob Myers, a special consultant.
taking advantage of the fact that players and celebrities
Are public
always
figures.
are public figures.
Yeah.